They say the United States is the most powerful nation in the world. But what if I told you that even a superpower has weak points? That the US depends deeply on a select group of countries. And if those relationships fall apart, the consequences would be massive. Imagine entire industries shutting down, fuel prices spiking, or US troops being stranded overseas. Some countries supply America's tech, others hold its military strategies together, and a few could crash the dollar if they walk away. This isn't about politics, this is about survival. These 10 countries aren't just allies or partners, they're pillars holding up America's position in the world. If just one falls, the ripple effect could reach every American household. Let's break it down. These are the 10 nations the US simply can't afford to lose. 10. China. When you pick up your phone, put on your sneakers, or turn on your lights, chances are China had a role in making it happen. With more than a quarter of the world's manufacturing coming from this one country, China plays a bigger role in American life than most people realize. It's not just products. China also holds over $800 billion in US government debt. That gives them serious economic leverage. If they ever chose to stop buying or even sell off that debt, it could shake global confidence in the US economy. And then there's trade. If China shuts down exports, American store shelves would empty fast. Construction would stall, electronics would vanish, life would slow down, and not in a good way. Bottom line, America's economy is tied to China like a phone charger to an outlet. Pull the plug and the lights could go out. 9. Russia. We often hear about tensions with Russia, but what many forget is just how much power they hold, especially in energy. Russia is the second biggest oil exporter in the world. They also produce natural gas, wheat, metals, and more. If they decide to disrupt these markets, global prices would skyrocket, and the US wouldn't be safe from the fallout. Then there's the military factor. Russia still holds the largest nuclear arsenal on Earth. That's not just a number, that's strategic power. If relations were to completely break down, the US would lose influence in Eastern Europe and Central Asia, and potentially open the door to regional chaos. Russia may be unpredictable, but it's also unavoidable. 8. Saudi Arabia. Every time you fill up your car or turn on your heating, there's a good chance that energy traces back to Saudi Arabia. With around 17% of the world's proven oil reserves, this desert nation is one of the most influential players in global energy. The US and Saudi Arabia have had a long-standing oil for protection arrangement, but things are shifting. Saudi Arabia is doing more business with countries like China, and considering selling oil in other currencies, not just the US dollar. Why does that matter? Because global confidence in the dollar is partly based on oil being priced in it. If that changes, the US dollar could lose some of its strength. Plus, Saudi Arabia is a major player in the Middle East's political balance. If it stops working with the US, rivals will jump in, and American influence in the region could shrink fast. 7. India. It's now the most populated country in the world, and it's quickly rising as a global power. You know, America really depends heavily on India for technology and talent. Indian companies handle everything from IT support to complex software development. Honestly, many US businesses would slow to a crawl without this workforce. And there's more to it. India's location is key in Asia. It's a counterbalance to China and a potential partner in defense and space tech. Losing that connection would shift Asia's power dynamics and not in America's favor. But here's the thing. India doesn't blindly follow anyone. It's neutral in many conflicts and focused on its own goals. If it ever drifts too far from US interests, America could lose a crucial partner in both economy and security. 6. Germany. Germany doesn't shout, it moves quietly, but when it moves, the world feels it. As Europe's largest economy and one of the top exporters globally, Germany is essential to US-European trade. From machinery to medical tech, German products are everywhere. But Germany also plays a huge role in military logistics. The US uses Ramstein Air Base in Germany to manage missions across Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. If that base were lost, it would be a major blow to American global operations. And with Germany leading in green tech and AI, staying close to them also means staying ahead in innovation. If Berlin ever chooses to pivot toward China or grow distant from Washington, the shockwaves would be felt across US industries and defense. 5. Japan. Small in size, massive in impact. That's Japan for you. This island nation is home to world-leading tech companies that make key components for electronics, vehicles, and advanced machinery. Over 30% of the world's semiconductor materials come from Japan. Lose that pipeline and entire US industries could grind to a halt. Japan also hosts nearly 54,000 American troops, more than almost any other country. Its location near North Korea and China makes it a vital partner for regional security. As Japan pushes deeper into AI, robotics, and clean energy, its importance only grows. If Japan ever pulls away, or grows tired of shouldering the cost of security, it could throw the US military and economy off balance. 4. South Korea. Every time you tap your phone or stream a show, you can really thank South Korea. This high-tech nation is a global leader in memory chips and display tech. Companies like Samsung and SK Hynix, well, they dominate the world market. If something disrupts South Korea's supply chain, it's not just smartphones that suffer. Cars, computers, defense systems, all of these rely on Korean components. South Korea also hosts almost 28,000 US troops just a few miles from North Korea. That's more than a friendship. It's a frontline alliance. Add to that South Korea's booming influence in global entertainment and culture, and you get a country shaping not just products but perceptions. If it ever chooses to go its own way, it would be more than just a tech loss. It would be a cultural and strategic blow. 3. Brazil. Brazil isn't just carnival parades and beaches, it's a giant with natural resources the whole world needs. It supplies the United States with soybeans, coffee, iron, and more. If that supply chain breaks down, food prices would jump and American industries would struggle to keep up. Then there's the Amazon rainforest. It plays a key role in regulating Earth's climate. If Brazil decides to stop cooperating on environmental protection, it could set climate goals back decades. Brazil is also rising in global diplomacy, especially through its role in the BRICS group. If it aligns more with non-Western powers, it could reshape economic systems that the United States depends on. America can't take Brazil for granted. If it walks away, it takes more than resources. It takes regional leadership and climate stability with it. 2. United Kingdom. The United States and the United Kingdom don't just share language and culture, they share secrets. As part of the elite Five Eyes intelligence alliance, the United Kingdom provides the United States with critical real-time data on global threats. If that channel closes, America loses eyes and ears around the world. London is also a global financial powerhouse. Decisions made there can ripple through Wall Street in hours. Add to that Britain's joint military capabilities, global influence and voice in NATO, and you've got a partner that multiplies American power on every level. But the United Kingdom is evolving. Post-Brexit, it's making new deals and exploring fresh alliances. If the United States doesn't stay in sync, it risks falling out of step with its oldest ally. 1. Turkey. You might not think of Turkey as critical, but it is. This nation connects Europe and Asia both geographically and politically. It controls the Bosporus Strait, a key shipping route. If Turkey blocks access, NATO's mobility is instantly compromised. Turkey also hosts a major United States airbase that's used for operations across the Middle East. Losing that access would seriously weaken American reach in one of the world's most unstable regions. But here's the twist. Turkey is a NATO member that often makes moves on its own terms. It's bought defense systems from Russia, done business with Iran, and pushed its own regional agenda. If Turkey keeps drifting from Western alignment, the effects will be felt in United States diplomacy, security, and supply chains. America may be a superpower, but it doesn't stand alone. Its strength depends on connections with countries that shape trade, security, technology, and global leadership. These 10 nations aren't just dots on a map. They're part of the machinery that keeps the United States moving. Lose one gear, and the whole engine starts to sputter. So the next time someone says the United States is invincible, remind them, even giants can fall, especially when they forget who's holding them up. If this helped you see the bigger picture, be sure to like the video, share it, and subscribe. Because understanding how the world works isn't just smart, it's necessary. Thanks for watching.